Yo, welcome back to the No Butcher Podcast. It's Coughlin.
Yo, what's up? It's Kai.
And yeah, man, you see it here. It's been a minute, talking about the playoffs and stuff like that. We had a NFL draft live stream from that and it kind of messed up a little schedule. But, we're here now and we're just recapping all the series games. And, that said, Kai, let us know.
Yeah, man. So like Auckland said, there's been a little bit of a gap in terms of the game, so you missed pretty much every game, recording wise, from Tuesday to today. We're recording this on Saturday, so
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, starting out east, the Celtics are up 2-1. The Magic, they actually just tied the series to Pacers in dramatic fashion. Take the series lead with 2-1. Sixers fight back to get the series to 2-1. Thunder are dominating. They have a 3-0 lead. Mavericks are sitting pretty at 2-1. Timberwolves putting both the ass at 3-0. And finally, the Lakers, they battled back from getting swept. They just won today, and forced the series to Game 5 at 3-1. So we won't give our full thoughts on every game, but we chose a few series that we wanted to give our thoughts on so far. So, Cock, I'm gonna let you take the floor first, my man.
Yeah, man, I think I'll start off the Suns versus Timberwolves. I predicted the Timberwolves in 4, right? Or 5, right? I'm pretty sure I did,
Sure,
right?
sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But if you guys didn't know, we had our predictions the other time, and I said Suns in 5, right? And boy, am I wrong. Boy, am I
Mm-hmm.
wrong. And I'll gladly take a piece of humble pie for
Mm-hmm.
sure. And Timberwolves, they're playing great basketball right now. Even when they're not playing at their best, they're doing all the things right on the defensive end, right? They're just
Yep.
dominating the Suns again and again and again, and it just goes to show. I mean, they have three superstars, and this is all in quotations, right? And you know, here's the thing: the Timberwolves might not have three superstars, but they have a hell of a bunch more of role players, right? They're
Yep.
a lot more deeper team. They're a lot bigger, right? And they just have more depth in general,
Yeah.
right? And the Suns just can't outmatch that, right? And so that I think that's the story of the series. I mean, they don't have a lot of depth, and when you pay all those guys so much money, there's only so much players you can get. Like Nurkic, he can't handle those three-headed monsters and Cat, Gobert, and Nas Reed. He just can't, right? And then you look on the guards, Mike Conley doing this thing as a veteran. You see Anthony Edwards, who's becoming the alpha, right? And tell me one of the best players in this league, man. Especially one of the younger prospects in the league, right? So it's great for him to show out in this playoff series for sure. Continuing on from last year, actually, right against the
Mhm.
Nuggets. So yeah, I think that was an interesting series so far. 3-0. Who knows? Will they get the sweep, or will the Suns be able to extend to 5 games, and or who knows? Maybe take it to 7. We'll see.
Yeah, man. Give my quick thoughts on the series. Like, this is a series that I predicted Timberwolves to win in 5. With the talent of Bradley, Bill, Devin Booker, and KD, this is not a team, in my opinion, that is going to be easy to sweep. I'm not saying that the Timberwolves can't, go out there and win that game 4, but listen, the Suns are going to be fighting like hell to avoid the sweep, right? Like, everybody has an
Yeah.
ego, and nobody wants to be swept. So,
Mm-mm.
definitely expect for the Suns to be on the P's and Q's that come in Game 4. But we talk about Anthony Edwards, like, this is a budding superstar, man. Like, he has been playing out of his mind since the playoffs started, and it was something that he posted on his Instagram. He said 13 more. So this is definitely a very dangerous team, right? I feel like they've just hit their stride in the playoffs. But the first game I wanted to talk about was actually I want to talk about the Cavs and Magic. After being down 2-0, the Magic went 2 straight games to tie the series 2-2, right? So this is a
Woo!
series I predicted to go to 7, right? I had the Cavs in 7,
Yes,
and a lot
sir.
of people, they saw the Magic go down 2-0. They thought that it was over, and this is something I said in the last podcast, right? When you go down 0-2, this is where, right, as a team, you answer the question of what kind of team are we, right? Are we a
Yes.
team that's going to fold under pressure, or we're a team that's going to answer the call? And listen, in back-to-back games, the Magic have answered the call on their home court,
Belt
right?
to ass.
This is something that I've been calling for since game one. I need Paolo and Franz to be more aggressive. And in
Mm-hmm.
game three, Paolo gives you 30. Game four, Franz gives you 30. Both these guys, listen, this Magic team is not going to go away easy, bro. Like, and if the Cavs, they thought that they had it easy, if the fans think that the Cavs are just going to walk through, the
Mm-mm.
Magic, they got another thing coming, right? So right now, for both teams, right, the series is tied. Both teams, in all intents and purposes, are 0-0, right? Fresh slate. So coming game five, we're going to see who wants it more, right? In my opinion, game five should be the most competitive game of the series, right? Because both teams are feeling, listen, both teams know, okay, we can beat that other team, right? We've done it twice. Both teams can say that. So coming game five, we're going to see who wants it more, man. But listen, back-to-back games, Donovan Mitchell has not been playing up to par, right? Where this is something that, me and Kaka were talking about earlier, where you can make the argument that Jared Allen has been their best player, at least their most consistent player this
Yes.
entire series.
Mm-hmm.
From the Cavs standpoint, you cannot win this series if that remains true. So
Yeah.
coming game five, we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. And I know that I predicted the Cavs in six, right? But I think deep down in my heart, I wanted to say the Magic, right? And honestly, I don't care how many games it's going. I honestly am rooting for the Magic, right? Even though I
Mm-hmm.
did predict the Cavs, I am rooting inside my heart for the Magic because it's nice to see a young team where people never even seen anything coming,
Yep.
heading to the season, right? And from going to the playoffs, and who knows, winning at least a first round. That's just insane, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
just goes to show how much they can grow as as a team, as with the coaches and players, and it's just interesting to see. It is a good story to follow as well. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, following from that game, talking about responding, Bucks versus Pacers. We saw how Dame went out going crazy in the first game, right? But the
Mm-hmm.
Pacers, man, they not letting up. They lost. Remember, rough that we could turn things around, right? And rightfully so. I think I'm pretty sure it was like a crazy stat where I think it was the first time since Wilt Chamberlain a player has started the first two playoff games with 35 plus points and 10 plus rebounds, which is insane to see
Mm-hmm.
that nobody else has done it besides Pascal Siakam. So him being critical in that second game was for sure the best thing that happened for the Pacers. But that said, the third game they had, right? We all said Tyrese Halliburton, he got to be a little bit more aggressive. And guess what? Game on the line. He has the ball in overtime, got a bucket, man, and one
Mm-hmm.
bucket, right? Talking about a guy where he's been really passive, but I think that's not him by choice in a sense, or him by he wanted to do on purpose. It's just that that's the part of his game, right? He loves distributing the ball, right? And so it's nice to see that him being a little bit more aggressive. I think he finished the game with I think 18 points or so, right? Not obviously not that many, but obviously a lot more that he's been scoring than the previous games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I liked him, getting in charge there. And I think the crazy thing is that the third game they made an adjustment in lineup where they put Miles Turner on the bench and they started T.J. McConnell, right? Which
Mm-hmm.
is really, really interesting because you look at the Bucks, and you see that their biggest man on the floor is Brook Lopez, but he's not the Brook Lopez that we used to know, right? And so I guess they kind of went a little bit more small in the sense that they put Siakam at the five and they moved everybody
Mm-hmm.
down, right? Which was pretty interesting and it worked in their favor, right? I mean, obviously went to the to the wire, but it was really interesting. And I think one thing to really monitor is the game with the injury, but then he came back in. But you saw when he came back in, he wasn't really the same.
Nope. No. I believe he at some point. I don't know if it was after the game, but there was reports about him like walking in the boot. So you're talking about your two best players in Dame and Giannis not having either of those games potentially in a must-win game four. that's if I'm a Bucks fan, I would not be lying and saying I'm not scared. So definitely very interested to see how the Bucks respond. But I just have to say, like outside of Anthony Edwards, like is there a player in the league right now that's as hot as Spicy P right now? Right? Like he
Mm-hmm.
is playing at a different level. Like talking about pretty much on a nightly basis, giving you 35 and 10 with about three assists, 2 blocks. Like he's playing out of his mind. Like he has been everything he's advertised perfectly and
Mm-hmm.
seamlessly next to Tyrese Halliburton. And I agree. As much as we want Tyrese to be as aggressive as he was, before the All Star break. Um, I do. I think he is one of those guys that is a pass first player. He is a
Mm-hmm.
textbook point guard, right? Like he's not a Steph Curry. He's not a Damian Lillard. Like he is a guy that is looking to pass first, and as long as his assist,
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul, like as long as his assist numbers are up, he's happy. And listen, at the end of the day, if they're winning,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you how can you argue with it, right? But talking about a team that's fighting for their lives, the Lakers, right? They were down 3-0, and they were able to fight back. They were, Braun was not going to let his team get swept for the second year in a row by the same team. Going over some of the stats. LeBron 30, he had a 30 ball. Anthony Davis 25 points and 23 rebounds. Like that's
Yes.
crazy. D'Angelo Russell, he bounces back with a 21 game. Austin Reeves, another 21 game. And kind of going over to the Nuggets side, Jokic with a 30, like this is crazy. 33 points, 14 assists, and 14 rebounds. Like Jokic is just one of a kind, man. Like if you are not
Cheat code,
appreciating
man.
greatness, like you have to. Michael, the possession ends here. Porter Jr. 27 points, 1 assist. So you can't say he's not passing the ball.
Yeah.
And 11, Jamal Hughes Murray. After hitting the game winner last game, he bounces back with he gives us a 22 point showing. Um,
Mm.
Aaron Gordon, rough game. 42 points and only had 42 minutes, only had 7 points. And this is a game that got really, really close second half, right? And we've been seeing that trend all this entire series. The Lakers have pretty much
Yes.
dominated the first half, but when it comes to the second half, they just cannot hold on to the lead. And this is the first game that we saw that, right, where the Lakers were actually able to finish the game. So again, I don't see this series going much farther. If I'm not mistaken, I think I predicted the Nuggets to win in like 5 or 6. So
Yeah.
that prediction still remains the same. I think that the Nuggets, if they don't get it done next game, they're I feel like the series is over in 6. I don't think that the Lakers. I just don't think the Lakers are talented enough to keep up with the Nuggets again, who are my prediction to represent the West in the finals. But great game. From start to bottom. And again, the Lakers avoid, getting swept.
Yeah, for sure. And like it's just really interesting. Like the Nuggets, they always find a way to win, right? They're defending champions for a reason, right? And there's a reason why they were up 3-0 before losing the game today, right? And it goes to show that when you're a champion, you always find a way to win, no matter what, no matter how ugly it is, how good it is, rather, right? Like, you know how to play with a lead, and you know how to play without a lead, right? And today didn't really work in their favor, as Makai said, but this series just I feel like it's still over. I mean, there's a reason why nobody has came back from 3-0. They had to win 4 straight games, and I don't think you can just do that with the defending champions right now, right? Especially with the way Jokic's been playing,
Oh
he's
yeah.
not going away. He's the most consistent player that we've seen in the league for a while,
Mm-hmm.
right? He's not going anywhere, right? Where if you look at the Lakers, you can have you can definitely see or picture a time where some of them are not doing well, but in this series that Jokic is always going to do his thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, in any series, if it's close, you just take the best player in that series to lead the team, right? And that's Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that said, there's You already know I'm repping the Mavs, and boy, oh boy, man, I got some things to say. I got some things
Mm-hmm.
to say, and this team's defense is for real. And I can like I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe that I live in a world where the Mavs play basketball where our defense matches our offense,
Mm-hmm.
right? And since the All Star break, right, on that winning streak, and including to the playoffs right now, right, we've had the number one ranked defense, right? And it's been a reason. I feel like right now we just play with a togetherness in a sense that we have this chemistry where I don't care if you're not there, I'm going to be there for you,
Yep.
right? And I just see this team. I think the way they've been playing, they can do some magical things, right? But in this series right now, they are just swarming the Clippers on offense right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like James Harden, credit to them. I mean, they're like they're missing some shots. You could say that for sure. But the thing is that they're getting off shots that are like it is really hard to get off. Where it's like late in the shot clock type of shots,
Yep.
right? Where it's like sometimes not even their fault. It's just great defense,
Yep.
right? And I think it all starts with Luca. Luca, Luca, Luca. We said last year, what's the one thing he got to improve on? It's his fucking defense, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And his defense was horrendous last year. But this season, he came with a intent and purpose, especially the playoff game. It was game two. He was locking up James Harden. He was locking up playoff P, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was locking up Kawhi Leonard, right? And it was just great to see your star player who's not known for his defense be able to, have against like those three players. They missed every shot when he's guarding them,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think the other only two players that scored on them, it was a total of 5 points, and that was Norman Powell and Zubac, which he's a center. What else you can do,
Yeah.
right? And so it was just great to see from that standpoint. And the Mavs, I think Jason Kidd said it best in the press conference and actually the pregame in game two is that they asked him, what is the key to success? He said that he wants to play 90s style basketball. He
Mm-hmm.
wants to play hard nosed defense and then offense second, right? And this is what we got. We held the Clippers to 90 points each time, right? We're basically under 100 points each time in the last two games, right? Which is very, very big, right? And we won a game scoring only 96 points, in which
Yeah.
we've never done that. I think we're like 1-6 if we're like scoring only 90 points in the game, right? Which it goes to show how this defense has just been going
Mm-hmm.
crazy, right? And so Luka, he's doing this thing, but I think when you look at a game three standpoint, although I want to say so much as a Mavs win, the Clippers, they wasted an opportunity.
Yep.
They wasted an opportunity where we shot 20% from three.
Mm-hmm.
They missed that opportunity where Kyrie had only 2 points in the first half, right? And they wasted an opportunity. And finally, I guess quote unquote, finally, Luca had a bad game in the playoffs where he shot, I think, 7 of 20 something, which it was like 20 something, 30 something percent. You wasted an opportunity where we weren't really clicking, right? And you guys didn't do shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep it real. You guys didn't do anything. Your best player, I'm gonna be honest. Your best player throughout the series was your center, Zubac,
Yep.
right? And you can't win a series similar to the Cavs where your best player is a center, and he's not an all-star center really.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a great role player, but he's not going to get it done every night,
Yep.
right? And so we have a chance to take the series to 3-1,
Mm-hmm.
and that's tomorrow. It all starts tomorrow, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just from the Clippers' perspective, like you just can't win a game when your top two players combine for 13 points. It's as simple as that. Like it can't happen. But you know, this is a team in the Mavs that I predicted to win this series in seven. So to keep that prediction alive, I think the Clippers they do bounce back. Tie the series 2-2. But
Nah.
listen, I wouldn't be mad at the Mavericks taking a 3-1 lead, man. Like I love this team. I love this Mavericks team. The way they're constructed, the way they play together. Most importantly, right? Like we saw that PJ Washington. Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
listen, like that's the type of energy
You know what
you
I'm saying?
need if you're gonna get far in the playoffs, right? You need that type of chemistry, you need that type of togetherness. So to get that and to see
Mm-hmm.
that, like, it's great to see. The final game that I'll talk about my own team. The which we're kind of in the opposite position than the Mavs are right now, down 1-2 to the Knicks, the 76ers. We just were able to get our first win of the series um, behind the Joel Embiid 50 ball. Maxi 25.77 assists. Campaign off the bench, he was huge. In 16 minutes, gave us
Yes.
11 points. On the Knicks side, Josh Hart, 20 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 4 for 8 from 3. He has been on a burner the entire playoffs, man. That's 3 straight games where he shot, if I'm not mistaken, above 50% from 3-point line on like damn near 10 threes a game. Like, he is shooting out of his mind right now.
Going
Jalen
crazy.
Brunson, huge game from Jalen Brunson. 39 points, 13 assists. He shot 3 for 7 from the 3-point line, respectively, himself. He also shot 10 for 12 from the free throw line, man. He was aggressive this game. He was attacking every single time he got the ball. And sometimes it resulted in a bucket, sometimes it resulted in a foul, or sometimes it resulted in an open teammate. But no matter what, Jalen Brunson was making the right play. So, again, Sixers win 125 to 1. This was the highest scoring game of the Sixers and Knicks in quite some time. So, definitely both teams, we're going at it. If I'm not mistaken, we play again tomorrow. We play again
Yep.
in Philly tomorrow. So um, definitely, must win game for the 76ers. But, you know, great series so far. Um, Again, must win because we already know what you don't want to see as a team is being down 3-1, right? Because not a lot of teams can
Yep.
say that they've come back from that. So definitely trying to get the series to 2-2 and try to get the game 5. But great series so far.
Question though, you still got the Sixers?
I do. I have the Sixers in 6.
Yes, sir.
I feel like we win this game, and then we go on a little bit of a run here, right? So only time will tell. But most importantly, we need to win Game 4.
It just goes to show that like not only the Sixers, not only the Mavs, but throughout the whole playoffs, it's been so entertaining, right? Whether even like the team is up 3-0, it hasn't been boring.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It just goes to show that like some of these players, they're stepping up to the plate, right? And I think it's great to see. We're welcoming a new era, right? Where in a sense, like, you're not really seeing the LeBrons, the KDs, the Steph Currys anymore, right? Instead, you're seeing the Lucas, the Shays, the Tyrese Maxeys, the Halliburtons, and all the above,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're seeing all these young players, and they're showcasing their talent. They're showcasing what they can be and what they want to be, right? And just goes to show that the playoffs, it's all about moments, right? And tomorrow is another day to have another moment, right? Where it could be bad or good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like you just said, it's a change in the guard right now, right? We're seeing a lot of young teams, a lot of teams that their best player does not have championship experience, putting belt to ass, right? So, it's sad in terms of, when we think about, our childhoods and seeing, the players that were dominating at that time. But it's also exciting and promising, right, that all these guys, these young guys are really taking the bulls by the horn and taking that torch and running with it.
Yeah, for sure. And last thing I want to say is Hardaway, I know you're out right now. Please stay out. Please stay out, bro. Please. Please. We won 2 games without you, man. Please.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
man.
With that said, we'll catch you guys on the next time. Tomorrow, there's gonna be more games, and in a couple of days, we're just gonna recap even more games.
Mm-hmm.
Keep this thing rolling. NBA playoffs is the best things happening right now, besides the draft stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, man. So it's been the No Bullshit podcast. And we catch you guys on the next time.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.